With so many manufacturers, choosing a decent keyboard can feel overwhelming, but luckily for you, we've compiled a list of the best gaming keyboards that are only a click away from your doorstep. Hi everyone, my name is Butchmas, and today I'll be presenting to you Unleash the Gamer's top 10 best gaming keyboards. And kicking off today's list at number 10 is the Synosa Chroma from Razer. The Razer Synosa Chroma is neither a mechanical nor a membrane keyboard. It's a mashup of concept and ideas that took the best elements from these two schools of design and put them together into an intriguing blend. One common criticism with membrane keyboards is that the keys feel spongy, making for a slightly awkward typing experience. However, Razer introduced soft cushion technology to combat this. Typing feels better than on a regular membrane keyboard, but only for a few hours due to the taller than average keys. But on the bright side, this soft cushioning technology is ideal for gaming. Another advantage of this soft cushion technology is just how silent the keys are when you press them. But the biggest selling point of Razer's Synosa Chroma is its incredible RGB options. Thanks to Razer's Synapse software, there is a ridiculous degree of customization with this keyboard. Coming in at number 9 is the Logitech G213. Comfortable, sleek and durable, the Logitech G213 may be one of the best budget-friendly keyboards on the market. Being a membrane keyboard, one would expect the G213 to suffer from comfort issues. Fortunately, this is not the case. The keys are well spaced and this makes typing come extremely natural. While the overall design of the keyboard is nothing to write home about, it will capture the attention of fans of minimalism. But once you take a closer look at its performance, you realize why the G213 stands out compared to other budget keyboards. The main reason is the technology behind its mech dome keys. Whereas mechanical keyboards use a network of individual mechanical switches to send signals, the G213 transmits electrical current between its membranes. In conclusion, the Logitech G213 is sleek, durable and reliable. There are few better budget-friendly options out there, so if you want performance without breaking the bank, you should give this model a shot. Next up at number 8 is the Red Dragon Yama mechanical keyboard. If we were to describe the Red Dragon Yama in just a few seconds, it would be the jack of all trades of keyboards. This keyboard has everything that a gamer would need. Macro keys, media keys, intricate RGB effects, crazy diverse customization options, so on and so forth. The design of the Yama, like everything else about this particular keyboard, is a step forward for the manufacturers. In some respects, the Yama shares the same elegant and streamlined bulkiness of the Corsair K63, but with one notable difference is that the Yama has numpad keys. The Red Dragon Yama lives up to its name and is very sturdy and durable. Having a body built out of aluminium, you can be sure this keyboard is on the heavier side, but not to an extent which makes it hard to carry or maneuver. All in all, we wholeheartedly recommend this keyboard. Next in at number 7 is the Roccat Suora FX. When it comes to straightforward, no-nonsense keyboards, few can compete with the Suora FX. Even though it lacks a handrest, the Suora FX is designed from the ground up to maintain comfort levels at max even after several hours of gaming. The keyboard has a strong and sturdy build that keeps it firmly in place, and while it is on the weightier side, it's not to a degree that you'll have trouble putting it away in a moment's notice. In respect to its RGB capabilities, the Suora FX does not disappoint. In fact, it greatly exceeded our expectations, and after several rounds of testing, we concluded that it had one of the most varied customization options out of all the keyboards that we purchased for this review. There are 10 different types of RGB backlights to choose from, with customizable light intensity, speed and other fun stuff. In short, if you're looking for a balanced mix between function and great RGB options, the Suora FX might just be the keyboard for you. Following that, at number 6 is the HyperX Alloy FPS mechanical keyboard. The HyperX Alloy was a surprise hit during our testing sessions. Right from the get-go when you open the box, you're welcomed by a finely textured pouch which contains the keyboard. We were particularly impressed by this board's minimalistic design. It's straight and to the point with no fancy angles or engravements, with the only exception being the WASD keys, which are textured to ensure a better grip during gaming. The HyperX alloy is also designed from the ground up with durability in mind. The keys are laid down on silicone pads, guaranteeing them to last a very long time, even if you remove them for frequent cleanups. The biggest disadvantage with this keyboard, however, is its lack of RGB lighting and software. But even without RGB lighting and customization options, which don't matter in regards of gaming anyways, the HyperX Alloy is a top tier gaming keyboard capable of going head to head with the likes of Razer and Corsair. In at number 5 is the Corsair K63. Being a 10 keyless keyboard, the K63 is undeniably compact and is small enough to fit into a regular backpack. The K63's keys use Cherry MX red switches, and the board itself is very sturdy and stays firmly in place even in micromanagement heavy games. However, the keyboard falls slightly short in terms of looks compared to other Corsair products. And another bizarre quirk is the non-detachable cable, which sort of goes against the concept of compactness. But in conclusion, the K63 is a sound choice for a gaming keyboard. Next up at number 4 is the SteelSeries Apex M750. The Apex M750 is pretty much the definition of what you see is what you get, but in a good way. It offers exactly what you would expect from a gaming keyboard, such as fantastic software for customization, intricate RGB lighting, great tactile feedback, and most importantly, a top-tier gaming experience. A well-rounded keyboard, the M750 excels in almost every department and will support you through multiple hours of gaming. RGB options are very diverse and customizable, owing to the fact that the M750 is part of the SteelSeries Prism family. You can synchronize it with other hardware of the same manufacturer. The excessive noise of this keyboard, as well as the lack of a numpad, make it unsuited for productivity work, but since this keyboard is built and marketed for gaming, this issue shouldn't factor too much into your purchase decision. Taking today's number 3 spot is the Corsair K70 Rapid Fire. When it comes to well-rounded keyboards that offer a great balance between design and function, few boards can surpass the Corsair K70 Rapid Fire. Similar to other Corsair keyboards, the K70 Rapid Fire features the same tasteful, minimalistic design. While far from being a tiny keyboard, the Rapid Fire does not take up more space than it needs to, and also comes with a large, comfortable and detachable wrist rest that features a textured surface. The WASD keys are also nicely textured, keeping your fingers exactly where they should be thanks to the anti-slip surface. The Corsair K70 Rapid Fire features Cherry MX speed keys. These keys are characterized by their unnaturally precise responsiveness as the keyboard registers commands upon the slightest tap. While this extreme responsiveness is great for Twitch shooters and other micromanagement intensive games, typing is problematic for obvious reasons. But since this keyboard is custom built for casual gaming and more specifically esports, it would be unfair to let this weigh too much into the final verdict. In short, the Corsair K70 offers one of the most complete experience even now, 3 years after release. Today's runner-up is the Logitech G512 Carbon Roamer G tactile version. If we were to describe this keyboard in just 3 words, they would be silent, sharp, and precise. It's worth mentioning that the G512 is available with 3 different switches: Roamer G Tactile, Roamer G Linear, and GX Blue. For testing purposes, we purchased the Roamer G Tactile version, so we can't give our 2 cents on the other switch types for obvious reasons. When it comes to comfort, we're happy to report that the G512 is quite comfortable, but with one slight issue: it has sharp edges. It's not a big issue and it's far from being a deal breaker, but it's worth taking into consideration if you care about these things. The G512 is slimmer than your average keyboard and doesn't take up too much space on the desk. It also features a USB 2.0 pass-through on the top side of the keyboard. But don't let its petite frame fool you. This keyboard is heavier than it looks, partly due to its aluminium and magnesium alloy. As far as macros are concerned, The G512 does feature programmable macros, but it has no designated buttons for it. On the bright side, however, they are fully programmable. Moreover, it features buttons for multimedia and adjusting certain settings with just a few keystrokes. In conclusion, we strongly recommend the G512 for its sleek design, responsive switches, and its sturdy build. And our number one keyboard today is the Razer Huntsman Elite, coming in at a whopping price of $200. The Huntsman Elite is the most expensive keyboard in our roundup today, but we truly believe that even though it's far from being perfect, the Razer Huntsman Elite is worth every penny. As a whole, the Razer Huntsman Elite is a nice looking compact keyboard that will probably last you for the better part of a decade, but its biggest selling point by far is the optomechanical switch technology. Granted, they're not the first ones to implement optical switches, but the execution is certainly unique. The reason why Razer's optomechanical technology stands out is because it uses a combination of short mechanical actuation and light beams to register commands, with an actuation force of 45 grams. To put it in more simple terms, this means that the command will register as soon as you press the key, with no delay whatsoever. The Razer Huntsman Elite is an incredibly precise keyboard that will noticeably improve your gaming experience. If Razer's fancy actuation technology isn't enough to justify the high price, maybe the crisp and satisfying clicky sounds, its comfortable RGB enabled wrist rest, and varied customization options will convince you. So I hoped you liked our list here today, and let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. For a more in-depth look at these keyboards, check out the full written article over on unleashthegamer.com, where you'll not only find this top 10 list, but we've also written individual articles for each one of the keyboards featured in today's video. And as always, all Unleash the Gamer social media links will be in the description box below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, go ahead and give it a like and maybe subscribe, it helps us out greatly. I've been your host for today, Butchmiss, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care.